I finished painting, sort of. I need to get more paint, but I don't want to go and get more paint because, as I said, painting hurts. Like, I was putting deep heat on to try and help my muscles feel better, but I put the extra strong deep heat on and I put it on like the back of my knee and like the fleshy little bit of your arm. So check out these bruises I got from lifting all this stuff. I had to, so the guys that delivered the couch brought it inside and they struggled because it's so wide and our doorway opening is like really small and has like a little tiny single pocket door on one side and then an archway on the other, and they couldn't get it through the archway even though that's the widest point. So they had to pull it through the window, and that was interesting. But it's a super light couch, it's just wide. But the guy that delivered the fireplace, and we bought them from the same place, but they were delivered by different companies. The guy that delivered the fireplace, he delivered it on like a day that was like over 30 degrees. So it was so hot outside. And the poor guy didn't have any like removalist gear. And he's like sweating and he's like, "Can I leave this with you?" And I was like, sure, because I didn't want to be like, "Oh, can you please help me?" Because he looked like he was going to pass out. But then I had to drag it into the house. I think the one that I'm lifting weighs like 30 kilos because the guy said it was like 80 kilos all up. So like the really big heavy one, it was such an awkward shape. It was too big for me to carry like surfboard or like deadlift style. So I had to put it in a wheelbarrow and like drag it through our rocky garden path that I've been repaving that is not finished by myself. And then I was so exhausted and had gotten all these bruises from like lifting it and dropping it in the wheelbarrow and then like using my elbows to balance the box in the wheelbarrow. Basically by the end of it, I was just like, I can't be bothered. I'm gonna leave it on the porch for 2 days. And I did, and then it stormed, so I brought it inside. And no, I still have not finished my galaxy ceiling. And I don't want to because I just got the drop sheets off the floor and I want to live without drop sheets for like a month. What are we gonna do today? Well, let me tell you a few things about living my life. It's a constant state of renovation. We of course being you and me, except I'm going to admit you're not really pulling your weight here. You might get fired from helping with this project. We're going to take that into this room, even though it's difficult and my knee keeps subluxing and I should really probably wait till my partner gets home. But I really want to surprise him with like a semi-finished living room and like the fireplace being all set up and the couch being all set up because I unwrapped it but didn't put the legs on and now I need to put the legs on anyway. My body is really sore from painting. Apparently it hurts to do that when you have chronic pain, especially when you have to go over the room like 6 times. So you basically did more painting than you did in any other room. We're gonna try and set up the fireplace and that hopefully will be cool, fun and awesome and fresh and vibey vibes. I really don't want to put legs on the couch. The couch is actually super light. It looks huge. Like the way I can lay down in that thing, it's pretty damn massive, but it's really bizarrely light. And I think that's because the other couch has the bed thing in it. I feel like that is not what they meant when they said lift with your knees. I know for a fact I'm not going to be interested in how many instructions this box has. Hello, sir. What are you doing? Why do you hate me? Smeagol is a very quintessential cat. He only really likes certain touches at certain times, whereas Earl just wants to be touched all the time. Okay, so I'm obviously not finished with everything. I have put the fireplace together here. Oh, hello, blurry hand. See if I can autofocus on something. I've put the fireplace together and I'm very, very happy with it. There are a couple of things I want to change about it though, and I think that the eventual plan is probably to tile this center section and set everything in hard and then, you know, like silicone around the base or tile around the base because there's a little bit of gapping between the floor and the base. So that it all looks like part of the room, but we have to wait till we get our skirting in, which, yeah. In other news, my mum gave me this portrait that she painted to me for Christmas, and I really like it. It's really beautiful. I don't know if the camera picks it up, but like she did a really beautiful job on the skin tone, and it's like, it's a copy of another artist's work that she did as a study. And she posted it in our family group chat and everyone was like, oh my God, it looks so much like Ellen. And you might look at it and think that looks nothing like you, Ellen. But when I was 27, I had this exact hair. And there are a lot of photos of me where I am pulling this exact pose and look exactly like this. So my question is it completely insane for me to have an oil painting of myself in our living room? I think it looks not enough like me now that it's fine and it won't look super crazy narcissistic. And also my mum did it and it's just like a really beautiful painting that she did a really good job on. So I'm probably going to put it up, but I want to put a frame around it. So I think I'm going to custom frame it. Have a go at doing that before I hang it. The couch is fully put together. I'm really happy with the couch. I finally put the legs on, but there are legs in the center and I cannot get that tiny bit of rubbish out from underneath because I can't really lift this couch all that well by myself. But I think it looks really nice. When we saw photos of this color online, it looked a lot more blue. I think this is like the emerald green chenille fabric. I can't remember the store we bought it from, but I will put it on the screen if I can remember. It looked a lot more blue online, and when it arrived, we went into the store to look at the color swatches. They didn't have one in the store, but they had the color swatches, and we were like, oh, that's actually way more green in real life. So I think just the shininess of it all made it look more blue in the stock photos. So I'm really happy with this and how it looks against the red wall. Up here I put back all of the paintings, clocks, and these guys. These are portraits of my partner and I that I did where we look like Victor Frankenstein and kind of like Mary Shelley vibes, trying to give like some Gothic Victorian vibes, as well as one of my amber glass sconces. The other one sadly broke. This is a charcoal drawing my mum did in like the 80s. I found this at the thrift store the other week and I found this clock at the thrift store. So I've put all of those back. I really like how they look. And I have been recovering a couple of cushions. You can see this green and red one just at the back to bring everything into the color theme of the room. The color theme of the room is basically like scarlet walls. So like it's basically red and green with a bit of cream. And then the secondary color palette is orange and purple. So kind of like fig tree, plum tree kind of vibe is what I've been going for. And when I tile here, I'm thinking of either doing it with some kind of like deep green marble tile or some kind of like embossed tile that looks very Victorian. But I have to find that